I'm live. I'm live. Good. Good, good. Here, let me make the ooh, no, I don't need my picture bigger. I need the comments bigger because I already know. Whoa, 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 not that big though. Oh, this is funny. You guys probably can't see that. But yeah, very funny. So happy Sunday. This is a total spontaneous because I like to be spontaneous. A spontaneous, what I like to call a pop-up destination decluttered YouTube live. Now I did this because I looked at my calendar and I thought, "Hey, you've got some time today on this rainy, ugh, this rainy, cold, gray Sunday here in Pennsylvania." Um, and I thought, what's something I enjoy doing? And I enjoy, helping people with their clutter and hanging out. So, Mary, nice to see you. Good morning. And Kelly Smith, well, hello there to you too. Yeah, you know what? Here's the fun thing about being a human, and at least the way I like to human is having a schedule is good. I love having a schedule. You guys know, Luann and Garrett, yay. Um, you know that I have a schedule for my YouTube lives. I'm getting so much better at not saying TikTok. I'm so proud of myself. Here, hold on just a sec. But what I also love to do is be flexible because in the immortal words of many people I know, kind of why the hell not? So I had some time this morning, and my schedule is pretty flexible right now because I don't have a lot of decluttering to do. And what I do, I have scheduled. And so I thought, why not show up? Kathleen Carter, I got my first notification from you today. Awesome. Good, good, good. So maybe YouTube actually sent a notification that I was doing this live. I'm not sure how the technology works. I think of this kind of like how we all drive cars. And yet we don't know really what an internal combustion engine does. And even nowadays, even if we did decades ago, nowadays, not so much. Um, but let's rejoice. Let us rejoice in let us rejoice and be glad at the technology that is currently available to us. Now, I do have to figure out why TikTok suddenly has become available on the App Store. I did download it to my phone because I will occasionally be doing a dual YouTube and TikTok live, but that's really only seriously to get people more over to YouTube because this is our primary duck pond right here. So, Erica, good afternoon to you. And it technically is afternoon. So I don't know what um, uh, time zone you are in, but I am in the Eastern time zone. I'm in Pennsylvania. And so it is just past noontime for me as I gaze over to look at my clock, or I guess I have a clock right here I could look at. YouTube does a better job at sending live notifications than TikTok. Awesome. So, hey, just everybody here, I want to set you up for success. And if you like knowing when I'm doing a YouTube live, both scheduled and unscheduled, you might want to check your settings for your subscription to me and kind of allow notifications. Now, I don't know how that looks. Um, Figure out if it works for you, but I'm just offering that to you. Okay. Um, so, what do we got today? Okay, Garrett is an 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. Awesome. So yay, we've got some time together today. I will be here for the next hour until 1 o'clock Eastern, and then I do sign off, and we have a brunch to go to, which will be kind of fun. And I do have some wee bit of decluttering. Okay, Kathleen and Garrett are in the Central Standard Time. Good to know. So we are here together today. As my husband just wrote a song, let's get in some trouble. What do you want to talk about today? You know me. I can ramble on, as they say, for quite a while, but I like to have a topic, a note as if it were. So I ask you, there we go. Three people in the Central Standard Time. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm going to put Pennsylvania. You don't need it. Nobody's going to follow you, but Pennsylvania. I'm in Pennsylvania. If you want to put the state that you're calling in from or tuning in from, who knows? One of you could be here with your next door neighbor and you have no idea. So if you want to put your state in the chat, just, to share that with people. So Kelly's in North Carolina. Vicky's in Illinois. I almost said Illinois. And see, already Vicky and Katie A. Clayton is from Illinois. So we got two Illinoisers. We got New York, Texas, New Jersey. Awesome. Yay. So look at us. We're all over the country and we're all hanging out here on a Sunday. Kansas gets bonanzas from the grain or the rain, is it? I can't remember. There's a really cute song about the states, and it's not the Alabama, Alaska, what that one. I never learned that one. I'm too OG, what do you call it? OG Gen X to know that one. But there is one by a woman called Blossom Dearie, and it's called Rhode Island is Famous for You. Now, I first learned it when I was working retail, when I was managing a Pier 1 Imports in Porter Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts in the 90s. Wicked cute song. She may do a shout out to your state. Now, at the time I was in Massachusetts, I don't think Massachusetts was in the song, but she says, pencils come from Pennsylvania, vests come from something, and spuds from Idaho, you know? So, okay, good stuff. Okay, quick question I can answer for Jazz Girl 24000 24100. Are you not doing lives on TikTok anymore? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. This was kind of a decision I made when TikTok was acting wonky. And I feel like for me and for us, I want us to be in a stable place. Even now that TikTok is still allegedly around. Remember when it went away and then it came back, but it was different? It's kind of like the zombie version of it. And then suddenly, mysteriously, I was on YouTube looking at somebody else's videos. You know what I mean? Because I scroll like you guys do. I'm a human. And somebody said, hey, TikTok is available in the App Store again. So I did download it to my phone. Now, I don't know if it's going to be around for the long term. You know, when you have a person you just don't trust? I am getting that spidey sense about TikTok. So I will show up to just let people know, hey, we're over here on YouTube. So you can rest assured that right here on YouTube is the place to go. I don't want to confuse things. Being over here sometime, it's like, you're with me this weekend and then you're over there the next weekend. So yes, so Grandma's show, this is live right now. I wonder how I could show that it is live. I don't know, but yes, it is Sunday, February 16th, and trust me, I'm checking my brain and I'm not looking for visual clues. Sunday, February 16th, it's a little bit after noontime Eastern, and I will be here until 1 o'clock. Okay. So here we go. So that was kind of an admin type thing. Let's jump into the decluttering. So Kathleen is saying, and yes, Kathleen, rightly so, is offering to everybody, don't forget to turn on your notifications. Okay. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you get notified. It says it shows you're live right now. It popped up for me. So it did show it was live. Cool. Thank you for letting me know. Kathleen is asking, what are the most important papers to put in a firebox to take in case of fire? Now, here's where decluttering and the real life that's happening right now kind of intersect. What I want to offer is this will be slightly different for everybody. But I want you to think of paperwork as proof. Paperwork as proof of something official. Okay, so think about that. Paperwork is proof of something official that you may need to prove to somebody. Okay, so even starting with that very general heading of paperwork, what are some official things that you want to be able to prove to people? If the fires, if your stuff got burned, what are some important things? Now, so this is what I would think. So maybe this will give you kind of a list to start with, but it is by no means all encompassing, and it will vary from person to person. So I think that I want to prove that we own our house. I want to prove that we own our cars. I want to prove that I am married to my husband, even though I'm a heterosexual woman married to a heterosexual male, or female or male, he's a boy. I want to make sure that I have our papers for that. It probably might not hurt to have a papers that have the account numbers of wherever your money is. It probably wouldn't hurt to have proof of insurance, fire insurance, health insurance, life insurance, all the insurances. Okay. What else for you? What else would you want to make sure you could prove to somebody, hey, that's my car. Hey, I want to get some money out. Hey, help me rebuild my house. Yes, I am married to this person. What else? I'd throw some money in there. I mean, seriously, seriously. The money that helps is the paper money, the metal money, a certain amount, but throw some cash in there if you have um, a fireproof box. I'd want to prove that I am a citizen of the United States, so I'd want to make sure my passport is in there. I would want to make sure that I had copies, maybe I printed out some stuff. Okay. So Kathleen, does that help you? So everybody think about this, and this to me, I'll be honest with you. January, February, March, and kind of April to me is always where the looming specter of paperwork is in our brains, because many of us are going to be trying to get our taxes ready, our tax paperwork. So think about the what what do the papers that you save prove about you? Now, this is interesting to me if I want to get into this. Um, passports. Does my passport need to be updated if I don't travel? I would highly recommend it. Yeah. Why the hell not? The neat thing is, Kathleen, if you're not traveling, then you don't have to pay the expedited fee to get your passport in a quick thing. Now, I'm not going to fear monger. I will monger cheese as opposed to fear, and I will be a joy monger. However, I have a saying in my life that I want to offer to you. Can't hurt, might help. Don't you think it would be better, to come through with a passport that has years on it versus, oh, yours is expired. Even when you do internationally traveling, international traveling, there are certain countries that will not allow you into their country if your passport expires within 6 months of your entry date. Okay. So this is interesting. So can't hurt. So, and here's the funny thing I will offer to you. So my husband and I had the opportunity to travel internationally a few years ago, whenever we got our passports renewed. Now, it was really important for him to get it done. So he paid the extra, I don't know, $50 to get it expedited. I did not. I thought we had plenty of time. It gave him peace of mind to pay the extra money because we had a date that we were leaving the country. He needed to do it because he was traveling for music. I decided not to. Mine came a week later than his, but sometimes paying the money will do it. But notice, everybody, it cannot hurt, and it very well could help to prove that you are a citizen of the United States. There we go. Now, Vicky says historical tax returns loaded on discs and on a separate hard drive are in my firebox. Now, that is good, but remember, and I say this as somebody who has kind of the history of technology, some of it in that office right there. Actually, right here, seriously. So I have this hard drive right here that has a whole bunch of stuff on it. I have one further away on my desk right there that doesn't work anymore. So, Vicky, what I would offer, that could be a good idea. You want to prove, notice paper in varied forms is proving something, proving that you paid your taxes, proving that you made that income, whatever your proof is. But you also will need a way to access that information. Now, I don't know if you guys have rented a car recently, but technology creeps up on you. We have the cords for our phones that have like the thing on one end that goes here, but the other end it goes to like a USB port, right? The little square ones. I've got it right here. Actually, it's funny, that one's not. We were in a new car this past weekend and it didn't even have the USB thing. It had the even more one. So I offer to you that if you are saving things in a format other than paper, because paper is pretty, it's served us through the decades, that make sure you can access those disks and hard drives. Okay. So paper as proof. Think about that. Now, Grandma's show says, I would want to save some family photos. Okay. Proof that this was my family. Proof of a time in our lives. You would want to save some family photos, but are those family photos easily accessible right now? If they are not, much like getting your passport renewed, it can never hurt to start a lot of things early. When you wait a long time, sometimes you have to rush to get something. I think we've seen this with the fires out in the Los Angeles area. People were not prepared, you know? I am actively working through my family photos and my friend photos and things like that right now. So my goal is, I'll be honest with you guys, my goal is to have one plastic tote, translucent with a white top, because those are the ones I have. They're cheap at Target. I want it to be easy. I want it to be easy enough for me to carry. I was in Target the other day and they have totes that are huge. They would take two people to carry. I want to be able to have all of the important things for me in that tote. So if ever anything should happen, I could grab that, pitch it in the car, and feel good about driving away. Okay. So think about your own papers. What do your papers prove? Even your papers right now, this year from last year. Now, let me make this really simple for you guys because I don't know why it took me so long to realize this about tax paperwork. You know what it was, probably. I'll share with you. Does this sound familiar? Your nervous system immediately gets activated whenever the word taxes come around. You're not thinking with your logical head, you're thinking with your emotional head. Oh my God, the government is going to take my money, all that kind of thing. Oh, it's such torture. I hate doing my taxes. Taxes are painful. Taxes are difficult. All those unhelpful thoughts about taxes. I grew up with that in my head. We are surrounded by the notion of taxes being bad. Now, I'm not here to defend taxes, but I will. But what I want to offer is when you calm down your nervous system, brain, nervous system, about doing your taxes, pretty much you have two piles of paper. Okay. Prove me wrong. Okay. Prove me wrong. Or help me understand what is another pile I can. You have a pile of paper of proof that you spent money that is an official tax deduction last year. So, what would that be? That would be donations to charities. That would be, I don't know. There's one of those ones where you have like a mortgage and mortgage tax deduction. Any of your deductions, anything you're saying, I made this much money, but then these are all legit things that I can minus out. That's a pile of paper. The other pile, which might be smaller, might be bigger, is the pile of paper proving how much money you made. W-2s, 1099s, 401ks. I don't know all the acronyms, all the numbers, right? But think about that when you are getting freaked out about paperwork for taxes, that it's really only two piles. If it isn't two piles, there's 20 of you right here. Any other piles you can think of that I don't fall into those two categories of your taxes? I seriously would be interested to know. I'm not saying I'm the absolute authority on any of this stuff. I am here to share with you what helps me. So I just offer that it makes me feel so much better that when I get overwhelmed by all the tax, oh, this and that, shh, I calm down, I quiet down, and then I chunk it down. Here's the money I made. Here's the money I spent, asterisk, that can be legitimately deducted from my taxes. I hope that helps. Now, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Are you hydrating? I gotta say, no offense. I mean, not to get all whatever. My hair is looking good today. Anybody? I took a shower. I put some gel in my hair, and not gel, more like this pasty stuff. Um, of course, my hair looks good today. You know why? Because I have a hair appointment on Tuesday. Go figure. Okay. So we helped. Um, we helped Kathleen, who was asking, "What are some important papers to put in a fireproof box?" I'm trying to think of anything else that I have. Mm, review the ones you have. Oh, birth certificates. Yeah, birth certificates proving I was born, proving my social security number. I still have my social security number that my parents got me. It's still stapled to the card that came in the mail circa 1966. There we go. Right, Kelly Smith. See, you and I just thinking about it. So notice what is also happening. There will be the thoughts that are top of your head. I highly recommend all of us write these things down. Now, the neat thing is I can always go back and watch the recording of this because it gets automatically uploaded to YouTube. One of the many things I love about doing YouTube instead of TikTok. I used to have to manually download things from TikTok and then upload them. Now it just happens. There is a lives tab on the Destination Decluttered page. Um, so know that this will be there. Okay. Um, Medical records. Okay. So medical records, Kelly, that could be a thing. What would you want to prove medically? To me, the funny thing is kind of, and is that our body is the proof of where we are now. I could have something that proved that I got my tonsils taken out when I was 4 years old, but right now, you know, um, I'm the living proof of what my body is right now. So yeah, medical records, dental records, if you could fit them, medical insurance, that type of thing. Anything that's going to, and notice this, this is my word. I love this. Anything that can make your life easier. Pardon me, my nose. I guess because I'm talking, my nose hairs are rattling. Sorry, that was my internal voice just opening up my mouth. This is what goes on my head all the time. Notice that gathering up your important papers sooner rather than later, because it can't hurt and it might help, will make it easier for you to know where they are even now, even if there's never a flood or a fire or a hurricane or anything like that. You will know where they are at a moment's notice should you need to prove something now. But it also will make it easier for you to grab them, put them in your car, and get the hell out of Dodge. It will also make it easier if there is a tragic fire and everything in your house burns down. So notice the word easy. I'm showing up in your life to make things easier for you. And I am definitely, here's a fun thing. You may not know about me, but I am so much more a small group kind of person. I am much more, even though I show up and I do these YouTube lives happily and willingly and whatever, I am pretty much not a recluse. That was the word that just came to my head, but not a recluse, but an introvert. I groove on smaller groups of like minded people. So I want to thank all of you guys for showing up today, all 20 of you showing up here on YouTube and hanging out. Is it the hundreds that we will get in TikTok? No, but the people will find us. And even if they don't, we have a cool group of people right here. And the thing that I love about this right now, frankly, is really good one, Kelly Smith. I'll repeat that one just momentarily. Is because there are fewer of us in the room, it's easier for us to get in depth about something. I'm not playing hostess and welcoming everybody and trying to answer the bombardment of questions. This is much more scalable and human. Now, Kelly brought up another one. Also, list of important phone numbers in case phone gets destroyed in an emergency. Many people don't memorize numbers now that phone stores them. Yes, Kelly, great idea. Great idea. I've had nightmares where I am needing to call somebody and I cannot do it, or that I'm trying to do it and I don't remember their number. Do I remember the phone numbers of my two best friends from fifth grade? Yeah. It's from 1970, blah, blah. Hells yeah. Do I have my mother and my sister's cell phone numbers memorized now? No. It's just the way the human brain works. Now I can kind of picture what they are, but I can't read them. Pet medical records too. There we go. Good one. Now, see, that's something that wouldn't occur to me right off the bat because I don't have pets. But notice this is a really cool thing. Let's broaden it. And just as a quick aside, I see 20 people here. Thank you for the 20 people. And I see 6 thumbs up. I have been told that the official thumbs up number, that if you thumbs up this live, that it might help boost it to other people. Yeah. And Luann says kind of dark, but emergency contact info, SIM card with backup photos, things like that. Yeah. Okay. So Grandma's Show says, I'm so cluttered now, I would lose most of it. That's why it's good to start now with the important stuff, Grandma's Show. So, how about this? A lot of cluttering. Oh, there we go. Thank you for the thumbs up. And I see some hearts. Can't hurt, might help. I feel a t-shirt coming on. Um, Grandma's show. How about this? Everybody. Why not? Did you notice how I said I have the plan to have a clear box with my important stuff in it? A lot of what decluttering does is it reminds you, it tells yourself again in your mind to be mindful of what you're doing, why you're doing it, who you're doing, the who, what, when, where, and why of it all, and where you put that stuff, and practicing being mindful about that. So even if you are cluttered right now, you don't need to get all your ducks in a row before you start with the most important stuff, you know? Um, so I just suggest to you, Grandma's show, I love the idea of a clear tote. Now, here's a place where I might say to you, first of all, let me be clear, like a tote. Use what you have now and then buy something better later. Start now. Don't say, I need to go buy the perfect container until you know what the container is perfect for. Now, the reason I am saying this clear tote that's of a certain size is because I have some empty ones down the basement because because I have decluttered enough that totes that I used to store things in are now empty. But what I want to offer is you could use a an Amazon box and in big letters write important papers and you could put it somewhere where you know where it is and where other people would know where it is. Okay? There we go. Um Start now creating a home for. That's what we're doing with decluttering is deciding, making decisions, deciding if we want to keep an object, a pen, a whatever. I don't have any good objects to like, do I want to keep this? And if the answer is yes, where is a home that is going to make sense to me? Where I can easily find that thing, whether it's a sharp knife in the kitchen or the perfume I really like to use or my passport, that I know where it is. Okay. Um, so just notice that. You can start to collect up these things and put them someplace. And this is another thing too, because somebody said it's kind of dark right now, kind of getting heavy about like emergency contact information, you know, is also putting that stuff where somebody else can find it. Because here's the thing, many of us hide the important things because we're afraid somebody else is going to get them. I have been known, and actually that's weird. We're supposed to get our new um whatever. We got our wills updated recently. I have been known to, when my husband and I go traveling, to put the important paperwork in the top drawer of the desk we have from where it normally is in case we die. That if the people who have to go through our house um, and find our stuff will be able to easily find the important paperwork. I know that sounds dark, but you know what? All of us are going to die and none of us know when. Okay. So I hope that helps. Thank you. And I love the fact that the people in the chat are helping each other out about how to put the thumbs up and how to like and all that. So yay and good morning, folks. So that is decluttering kind of in the paperwork, but also in the really important stuff. And notice that when things get important, you will quickly realize what's just surface level. What is not that important? The stuff that you're not going to put in your car when there's something important, but when you need to, as I like to say, get the hell out of Dodge, what are the things that are going to be really important to you? And can you get them at a moment's notice? Right. Grandma's show. I hide it, then I can't find it. This has happened to me. This has happened to my mother. So I know of which I speak. This is why we need to be mindful and even say out loud to ourselves anything you can do to create the connection in your head between this is the thing I'm looking for and where is it? I'm putting this thing of I'm putting this box of important papers on this shelf over here. You can say it aloud to yourself. Who cares if you sound crazy? You could say it to anybody you live with. Here's where the important stuff is. I have hidden some cash here. Okay. So There we go. My will is in my firebox, says Kathleen. My friend, I believe, my fiend, though I love that one. My friend has the code for the firebox, which is his birthday to get in his box. I stored my interest-bearing credit card somewhere and now I don't know where they are. Yeah. Notice how we think we're doing a good thing. We're hiding it from ourselves, but sometimes we hide it too well, you know? And I love it. Kathleen, you got your stuff going on. My friend is the executor. As I'm talking to you right now, I am picturing myself. If I was dead, somebody is gonna come to my house and need to find the important things. Do they even know how to get into my house? Now, some of our friends and neighbors do, but the people, the executor of my will, may not. I should probably communicate that info. Do I plan on dying unnecessarily? No. But again, can't hurt to let them know this, might help. And starting sooner rather than later, gives all of us the peace of mind to do that. Okay. Yeah, I have told my daughter where I hid the cash. Yeah, I've told my husband where I've hid the cash. And this in this day and age, with all that's going on, can't hurt to help have some paper money hidden. But this is getting pretty deep, and I don't want to all just get all deep. It is important to think about the deep things, but don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it overwhelm you, okay? But being prepared can feel good. It can give you peace of mind to know that if there's an emergency or you need to find something important, that you know where it is. I did one of these YouTube lives earlier, and as many of you know, because it's a small group of people here, and I bet most of you are on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. And if you aren't on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com slash join, you can join the mailing list. So many of you know that for the past many years, 3 years maybe, who knows, it's all blending into one. I am helping my 80-plus-year-old mother declutter. Now, she is the person, and she and my dad are the ones that I learned how to be cluttered by. So the good news is I got out of that environment and I learned how to declutter. And now I'm jumping back in there to help her and to help me because it gives me peace of mind to know where her important things are. And my mom's doing well. Thank you. I will see her in a couple of weeks. I'm going to help her with her tax paperwork. And this is what I was going to mention is I realized I don't know where her passport is. So I'm going to write that down right now. I had it written down before, but again, better to write it down twice than not one time at all. Boom, done. Peace of mind. Now, I happen to have my notes app thing open on my computer over here, so I was able to easily do that. So I offer to you, think about that. If you died or somebody else died, would you know where their important stuff is? And if the answer is no, start now finding out where that stuff is. Okay? Better to be safe than sorry. Better to feel that peace of mind. And it's so funny. You talk about peace of mind, and we think our mind is up here. I think your brain is up here. Your mind, which is a terrible thing to waste, is somewhere. But I feel peace of mind right here. That kind of, okay, yep, I know where all that stuff is. Good. Feels good. Decluttered, being decluttered feels good. That's the only reason I show up. Am I going to show up and teach you how to do something that's going to make you feel crappy? No, I would do something else. I want to help people feel good, to feel peace of mind, to know where the things that are important to you are, that you can easily know where they are, easily get them, and easily put them in the car or put them back when after you've used them. Really, a lot of that is what it's about. And also, here's another aspect of this. And I think of this because I'm looking over at some photo albums because I have been going through my own photo albums. And yesterday I did the Destination Decluttered decluttering party, the last one for February. Crazy to believe. I'm busy the next weekend, and then the following weekend is March 1st. Not to freak you out, but I found a old scrapbook that I had made in 1981 to 83-ish, maybe. And this was paper. This was paper that proved to me some things that were true about me back in that day. Now, I have been lugging around this big scrapbook that I swear I got at like, Woolworths or something I have been lugging that thing around with me, and it was big and cumbersome for 40 plus years. Um, when I went through it yesterday during the declutter party, I realized that half of the pages were empty. I kind of not gave up, but I just stopped collecting things that way. But at the end of the day, when I went through and I really decided what I needed to prove to myself of who I was back in 1981 to 83, I had three little pieces of paper that technically I don't even need to keep. It was stuff that was in the newspaper about a friend and I had painted a scene on the window of a place, and it was neat to see my name in print, you know, in high school. Other than that, I didn't really need any of it. So I offer to you, okay, I offer to you the things that you saved in the past, the things that you may be in notice. I am using the verb lugging around with you because it can be heavy and big and cumbersome, and not just physically when you move it, but it can weigh down on you. Check in with the things that you thought were important back in the day. And here's the thing, let me be really clear about this. Decluttering is not saying you have to get rid of stuff. No. Decluttering is something that gives you the opportunity to ask yourself in the present day, is this thing that was important to me back in the day, or not even, is this thing that I decided to hang on to back in the day still something I want to hang on to in the present day? And here, since we're time traveling, let's go off into the future. Is this something that I will want to have in the future? Now, here's a funny thing. And let me just kind of, I'll take a little detour really quickly because we were talking about important paperwork. And Kathleen Carter said car title too. I just thought of it. Yeah, I know it is somewhere in my house. So, Kathleen, you might want to write down, find my car title and put it with my important paperwork. Make that be a thing you declutter this week. You will feel better knowing where it is. Now, I say this, and someday I'm going to put, actually, I'll write it down right now. Latin for it's around here somewhere. Because we kid because it's true. In my family, our family motto, our family crest is it's around here somewhere. So I know that feeling. That's why you write things down and you tell yourself so you know where it is. It's I know where it is as opposed to it's around here somewhere. And Luann is also bringing up a very good point in my mind is quality over quantity. Now this is perfect. I'll just pull over here right now. I have this because I want to go through it. What I decided was this is a photo album I put together and I wrote down 1993. I don't know if you can see that right there, 1993. Okay. I have gone through this before and pulled out some pictures, probably ones of my ex-husband, frankly. But I can go through here and I can say, okay, what do these prove? What is the proof? So the proof is I used to go around and I like to take pictures of old-timey things. Yep. Do I need all of these pictures? Oh, that's so funny. That's our apartment that we stayed in. This is wicked funny, you guys. I just want to share with you. I'm going to pull it out right here. I don't know if you can see this. This is proof that I worked at. Put this down. Let me see how we can do this. I got to get better at the thing. Pier 1 Imports. Pier 1 Imports. Now this was 1993. Yeah. Do I need and so I would ask myself, do I need this picture? Do I need this picture to remind me that I worked at Pier 1 Imports in the 90s? No. It's up here. Will I keep this picture? It's not a very good one. You know what? I think that's me way in the background, but it's funny. Paper photos, you can't do this to zoom in, So I may not need the quantity of photos that are in this book. Now I am being strategic about these photo albums because I'm chunking them down. I'm going to do one per year. And I realized now in 2025 that I have some that are a few years kind of older than that. This is 30 plus years old. For 30 years, I have been lugging around these photos. Have I looked at them? Occasionally, but not really. Do I want to lug them with me if I go? Is there a different way I can remember those stories than either keeping the photos or even, frankly, keeping them in a photo album. The photos that I decide to keep from this album, I will take out of the album and I will probably put in a smaller envelope because it will take up less room. I may be able to fit all the photos I ever want in a very small tote that if I decided to move or I had to get the hell out of Dodge, again, I could easily put that in there. But I'm also going to happily do the following. I'm going to throw away pictures that just don't matter to me anymore. Okay, yeah, I saw Lucy the elephant in 1993. There's a picture of her. I've also seen her since then. There are two pictures right there that my sister and a friend of mine met a band that they liked. Now, I wasn't even there, but I ended up getting these photos. Do I need to be the keeper of these photos? No. So I'm going to look at who can I share these photos with? Who is in the photo that would enjoy having a copy of it? Now, even having a copy of it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to mail the photo to them, though it could. It could be as easy as me pulling that photo out and taking a picture with my phone and saying, "Hey, look what I found. Isn't this crazy? Isn't this fun?" Because we save things to prove things. This is proof that my sister and my friend met They Might Be Giants in, I think that was 91 or something. Yeah, they weren't even 21 years old yet. It's kind of crazy. So notice what you save proves about you. What does it tell? What's the story it tells? You know? And is that a story you need all that proof to tell? Who are you proving it to as well? Look at how cool I was. Hey, you, this is something about me that I already know, but somehow I need this. Now, maybe you're proving it to future generations. Maybe you're proving it to somebody who's, going to do your archives. Like my husband, man, he has been a musician since he was 15. We have so much memorabilia of his gigs from back in the day it's down the basement. I joke that it's like, well, when they open up the museum of your life, we're going to be all set. So I just offer you these questions to ask yourself. What is this? Why am I keeping this? Why did I keep it in the past? Did I want to sit down with somebody and walk through the photos of my life? Maybe at some point. My nieces and nephews are in their late teens, early 20s. They probably don't care, but at a certain point they might. And what if I could only tell them a handful of stories? What are the stories I'd really want to tell them? What are the really important stories that you want other people to know about you when you're no longer here or while you're still here? I've got a few in my pocket. I think back to my great aunt who used to work for this women's clothing company called Peck and Peck. Um, I wish I had asked her questions, but we weren't a very communicative family, and I was young and she was old. And, so I want to make sure that there are certain things that people know about me while I'm here and while I die. But that also has changed. So I ask you, anything, just to not even answer myself. There's not a lot going on in the chat. This is cool. We've got a small amount of people. I would like to think that you are taking the time to ask yourself these questions, to write down these questions so you can ask yourself this in the future. And I mean in the future, like in 15 minutes when I sign off, when I'm not kind of chattering around. The neat thing is even me saying this to you allows this to kind of be in your head and swirling around for the day. So as you walk around your house today, you can look at everything in your house and say, what's the story that this tells about me? What is the story that it's telling? And who am I telling it to? You know? Okay. Now, Vicky is offering. I just downloaded the app PhotoMine, and it has a MYNE. It scans the pages of photos over Scrapbook using your phone camera. The cost for cloud storage is very reasonable, and I chose this app for the great scanning. Cool. Cool. I love that. You know what I did yesterday is I took some photos. Let me see if I can show you here. Since I'm not on my phone, I just took some regular old photos of my scrapbook pages. Oh, my photos got weird yesterday. Photos. Okay. regardless. Notice, Judy Dukes, hey there, nice to see you. I'm doing a pop up. I'll be here for another 15 minutes or so. Um, where's my photos here? Shared libraries, empty, cancel, favorites, no photos. Okay, I got to figure out. I was having weird, and this is the thing about technology. Technology can be great, but technology can also screw you up. Um, I I got a new computer, and I've been trying to make sure everything talks together. But what I will not digress and get onto that. But what I will offer is um, digital storage is a way to make the physical items in your life smaller, so that it only takes up digital space. But also, it does still give you the responsibility of, do I want to keep this or not? Now you may want to, but then when you die, somebody else is going to be like, what do I do with this digital thing? Okay. So just think about it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just offer you questions to ask yourself. You know, I know that 99.9% of the photos that are kind of currently either on the cloud, I don't know where the hell they are right now, on my phone, um, are important to me, but as soon as I pass, they're going to be very abstract to other people. They're not going to care that I took a picture of the really good meal I had when I was in Paris. They're not going to care that I took a picture of something that I meant to send to somebody. They're not going to care about those. I care about them now, but maybe later I won't. Okay. So it's really about the stuff that you share and the stuff share and care. What's the stuff you care about? And how do you want to share that with people? Now, I will admit, okay, there we go. Customize and reorder. Memories, trips, featured photos. I'll figure it out. I'm going to put my phone way over there because I'm going to get distracted. So, speaking of distracted, clutter can also get you distracted from what's important to you. That's why I like to kind of use this time for you to remind you to ask yourself what's important to you, you know? And it doesn't have to be all the things, even just starting with one category. Now, Judy Dukes and I were on the decluttering party yesterday. A bunch of us got together and decluttered, and deciding what things in your bathroom cabinet are important to you. What are the lipsticks that are important to you? Which are the ones you use all the time, and which are the ones you bought? And it's happened to all of us that you bought it hoping it was going to work out, and you try it on, and you're like, that looks orange. I don't like it. But then you're like, damn, I spent money on that. So then maybe you keep it and say, well, maybe I'll use it some other time. It has happened to all of us. Just know that there are things in your life that you will spend money on that are not going to work out like you hoped. Yeah, you know? Okay. So we have in the past spent money on things that didn't work out. Today, you may buy something, you may spend money on something that does not work out like you hoped. And because of the past doing it and today, in the future, you probably will spend money on something that does not work out like you hoped. A t shirt that didn't fit the way you wanted it to, a lipstick, a relationship, a meal you thought was going to be tasty and it isn't tasty, um, shoes that you thought looked good but then started to hurt your feet. We will always be doing this as humans in a capitalist society that spends a lot of money on stuff. I share this with you because A, you're not alone. B, the more you realize this is going to happen, it should not come as a surprise that sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't. What I just offer to you is hanging on to something that doesn't work out rarely makes it work out in the future. Because if it doesn't work for you now, it's probably not going to work for you in the future and it may be worse. Let's talk about lipsticks, shall we? If a color doesn't work for you now, unless it's a very trendy color, but your colors of lipstick go with the clothes you wear and your coloring. So if something looks brown on your lips today and it's not the height of fashion and you don't want brown lips, no matter how long you hang on to that, that will not change. And it can also start to decompose and degrade and be all crumbly and oily and gross and smelly and nasty. Okay. Um, there we go. Judy Dukes is working on it. I want to work more on that today, and I still have groups. So here's a fun thing that we talked about on the decluttering party yesterday. Speaking of decluttering parties, the people on yesterday's declutter party found out the dates for the ones in March. Ones, there will be more than one. I will send out an email with those dates on them once I have them set up. But you know what? I love to give the people that show up get the first dibs. So you already know to expect an email from me within the next 2 weeks before March 1st of when the decluttering parties will be. And not to freak you out, but those decluttering parties, in my mind, are going to start to be the spring cleaning declutter parties. Check that out. March, spring cleaning. Where I live, it's going to start to get incrementally warmer. And I do not want you to be decluttering your home when the weather gets nice wherever you are. Now, if the weather is nice wherever you are now, right now, it's a different scenario. But I don't even want you spending your weekends or your free time when it gets in the future. Why not deal with it now and just get it done with? Have fun and get it done. Now, here's a really cool thing. I was about to bring it up. So Judy was working on the cosmetics and the toiletries in her bathroom. She says she worked on it yesterday. She wants to work more on it today. She still has some groups, but she has 2 bags filled to throw away. 3 bags full, 3 bags full. One for my master and one for my dame and one for the little girl who lives down the lane. Right? So I offer this to you. Decluttering does take time, but it's going to be time well spent. And here's the great thing. So here is when I talk about decluttering, let's get really specific. Decluttering, I want you to think of the word categories. Categories. Name of. I want you to think of categories. So notice I said toiletries and I said cosmetics, 2 different categories. So let's just talk about cosmetics. Okay. So you could separate these out into the categories of all of my lipsticks, all of my eye makeup, all of my skin makeup, all of my, I don't know, whatever makeups are left. Okay. However, here is a really good category to think of when you're going through um, cosmetics as well as toiletries. This category, the category of what do I use every day? What are my go to handful of eyebrow, mascara, lip, cheek stuff? What is my go to, my daily go to of moisturizer, deodorant, um, Q tips, whatever it is? What is my daily go to? What's the stuff I use on the daily? And this works in the kitchen too. What are the things we use daily? And then you've got the next concentric ring. What are the things I use not as frequently? Maybe for a special occasion or something, you know? So think about that category. Now, Judy is saying it will be so nice to sit down to a clean bathroom counter with everything having a home. I think that's what you meant to say. The other thing too, though, Judy, notice how you're speaking in the future tense. You're waiting for that destination. Everybody. Yeah. Yay, she made that everyday container. But Judy, notice this, please. And everybody, do not postpone joy. Judy, your bathroom is looking and functioning and feeling better than it did at this time yesterday, right? Celebrate that. Celebrate the moments of your life, right? Celebrate it. Don't say it will be good. It is better now. Yeah, it will be better in the future, but it is better today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. Okay? So think about that. Right now, Judy Dukes, stand there with hands on hips, being like, damn Skippy, it's better in here than yesterday. And I'm going to make it even better today. Okay? Do not postpone joy. Joy is an act of rebellion. Joy is something that encourages you to show up again today in the bathroom and do it incrementally. So, Judy, how could you make your bathroom decluttering just 10% better? How about this? 20% better than it was yesterday. Not 100%. 20% today, 20% tomorrow. By this time next week, it's going to be 100% better. Okay? Okay, Judy Dukes, do not be mad at yourself. Do not be mad at yourself. It is counterproductive. You stopped when the party was over. That's okay. You had a reason to stop while the party was over. I would get curious about what the reason was. It could be that that hour and a half of decluttering was pretty concentrated. It can exhaust you. Okay. That's why the parties are good for me. Yes, the accountability of showing up for a finite amount of time and getting some stuff done and then saying, okay, good, I'm done. I was beat yesterday too, because after the party, I did some more decluttering, but I did some decluttering of sentimental items. And let me share this with everybody. Decluttering is decision making, and decision making will drain your battery. Decision making will drain your gas tank. So do not be surprised if after a bunch of decisions, you have no gas left in your tank. So, Judy, how about this? You did some really good stuff yesterday. As we said, a round of applause, right? And then you needed to recover so you could do better today. Okay, so start again today. Set your timer. What did we do yesterday that worked for you? We set a timer for 20 minutes. Try it. You know, there we go. I love it. Cynthia Sweet Rain is saying, I made a huge dent yesterday in my condensed boxes, 3 bags of clothes to donate and 1 box. There we go. You know, now Danielle is saying, and actually here, let me just get back to one. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Hold on. Mary says it's raining good today. Yes, I get mad when I'm decluttering and it's nice out. So yes, seize the crappy days so that you get that stuff done. So you feel more at peace with going out and having fun when the weather is nice. You know, save it for a rainy day. Why does everybody want to save it for a rainy day? Get the decluttering done on a rainy day and then go out in the sunshine and enjoy yourself. Okay. Now, Judy says, rightly so. That's me. I took a nap. Yeah, because if you're not used to decision making, decluttering, it can be extra exhausting. But even those of us who are used to making decisions all day, it is the human condition that it will empty your gas tank like a car tank. So notice that and allow yourself time to fill your tank up again. Okay. Yay. Cynthia is doing some good stuff. 1 box of stuff to donate. And today, picture frames. Love it. Love it. So Danielle is saying, thank you for your calm, gentle style. You're welcome. This is my style. I can also be bossy and crabby and yelly, but I know that doesn't get the results I want. So I practice stopping that and starting this. Creatives have been popping up on my TikTok For You page that are stern and almost scold you. It really makes me appreciate you even more for your caring, kind way. Thank you, Danielle, because I do not respond well to scolding and just do it and that type of thing. That kind of suck it up buttercup does not work for me. So that's why I show up like this too. You know, I show up like this because I show up in a way that I would want to be treated, which is with kindness and patience and respect and understanding and curiosity. And then I'll just repeat those words again, you know? Now, I hope, Danielle, that my calm and kind demeanor does not lull you into a sense of inactivity. I hope it does encourage you to get up and do the decluttering in a way that feels good to you. But the way I do this is sustainable. Can you imagine if I came on every day and yelled at you? I would feel crappy. I wouldn't want to show up. I wouldn't show up. That's not sustainable to me. I think of the way I show up is long term and slow and organic. Imagine if you planted a seed and you yelled at it to hurry up and grow. No. You are a human, you are an organic creature. You're going to move at the pace that feels good to you. But please do water that seed and bloom into your decluttered life. Okay? So, there we go. Okay, thank you. Janielle is saying your method works. Put clothes away and got my dishes done. Yay. And Judy Dukes is saying, I agree. Beth is so encouraging and calming. Thank you. Now, I just offer this to you. You can be encouraging and calming to yourself too. I am an external representation of how you could speak to yourself internally. And I'm looking over there because I just realized because I get into these things and I just glanced down and I said, oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. Okay. So I also want to respect your time. Notice I'm not going to go on forever. None of us are. But I mean, just as far as this declutter. Yesterday we had a declutter party. It started here and it stopped here. Today I showed up, just popped up, decided to do a YouTube live. Damn it. Almost said YouTube, not TikTok. Decided to do a YouTube live. It started at this time and it ends at this time. That's because I want to help you shift gears and say, okay, what did I absorb in this past time, this last hour or so that I was with Beth? How can I use that insight and information to change my life? And please do not go out and try to kick the world's ass today. No, start low and slow, but just start. Okay. There we go, singing show tunes. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Maybe you go put on some music while you're decluttering, okay? All right. I'm going to sign off, but check it out, you guys. Let me be clear. I do have YouTube lives scheduled for pretty much every day this week. I don't know what the schedule is. I would have to look at it myself on the speakeasy page, as we're calling it. If you don't know where the speakeasy page is, if you're on the mailing list, you do know. If you're not on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com. However, let me clue you into this. Next weekend, I'm traveling again. I will not be doing TikTok lives next Saturday or Sunday or Monday. I notice I said TikTok. I meant Facebook. I won't be doing any lives. And I didn't even notice how I said Facebook. I meant YouTube. It's habit, it's practice. Okay. So when I don't show up for you like this, how can you show up for you like this? If you were doing a YouTube live to encourage yourself, what would you say? How would you say it to yourself? Practice imitating me and see how that works. Okay. If it works, great. I want to hear about it on the next the next YouTube live. If it doesn't work for you, I really want to hear about it. Okay. But in the meantime, I want you to have a good Sunday, have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's keep in touch. Thank you. I've got 22 people and I get 21 thumbs ups. Set your notifications to be alerted when I go live in case you don't check the schedule often, but please just check the schedule, okay? I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and I will see you the next time on The Muppet Show, okay? Bye.